We regret to announce the death of Anne-Marie Cynthia Francois of Chase Gardens, Castries, originally of Forestier, who passed away peacefully in her sleep after a long illness on Tuesday, November 11, 2014, at the age of 85 years. Left to mourn her husband for 62 years, Mr. Louis Joseph Francois, also known as Venter of Chase Gardens, Castries. Sons and daughters Vivian Natram, David Francois and Yvonne Richardson, née Francis of Castries, St. Lucia, and Sylvina Francois and Gary Francois in the United Kingdom. Daughter-in-law Susan Francois of Castries, St. Lucia. Grandchildren Bertha Felix, Stacy Alphonse, Darren Francois. Zoe Roberts, née Francois. Callie Francois, Sasha Ralph, Louis Francois, James Richardson, Ciaran Ralph, and Lachey Francois Lindo. Great-grandchildren Micah, Aya, Ahalia, Aaron, Shiloh, Leah, Nicole, Rico, Rio, and Brooke. Sisters-in-law Mrs. Maria Edwards and Mrs. Odette Shillingford in London. Mrs. Teresa Phillip in Black Bay, Mrs. Agnes Charles in New York, and Mrs. Edna Phillip in Grenada. Nephew and godson Anthony John and nephew Augustine Natram. The Natram family, the Gajada family, the Sifley family, Ramjiawan family, Rambali family, and Calendar family. Close family friends Mr. and Mrs. Dwayne York and family, Mr. and Mrs. Perron Scouten and family, Mr. and Mrs. Randall York and family, Mr. and Mrs. Terry Clark and family, Mr. Trevor York, Mr. Anthony Bristol and family, and Mr. and Mrs. Ephraim Edgar and family. Many nieces, nephews, cousins, and friends too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Anne-Marie Cynthia Francois will take place at Our Lady of the Rosary of Fatima Roman Catholic Church in Leclerc, Castries, on Wednesday, 26 November 2014 at 10 a.m. The body will be cremated at Rambali's Crematorium, Latuni View Fort. The family wished to mourn in private and have requested that no flowers be given. Voluntary contributions will be collected to be donated to the Holy Family Children's Home in Cizeron in memory of Mrs. Anne-Marie Cynthia Francois. The body now lies at Rambali's Funeral Parlor, Calvary Road, Castries.